Hi, my loves. Welcome. We are going to be talking about just kind of like the transition of regaining your spark and finding passion, finding motivation after a slump or just after kind of feeling like you lost your spiritual mojo, how to navigate that, and then also just kind of how to do your own thing without worrying about what everybody else is thinking about the changes that you're making in your own life or business. So let's get started. So, as always, let's first start with opening space. I have a candle here, and we're going to open space so that we can set the tone and the mood for today's discussion. So, let's go ahead and close our eyes. Close your eyes, bring yourself, your awareness to the front row center of your energetic being, your heart space. Let's allow ourselves to be present in this moment, opening ourselves up to guidance, opening ourselves up to maybe hearing something that we need to hear today, or just to be inspired by the topics that come through. And I light this candle to signify our opening of our sacred circle, our sacred space. And I just ask that we have this amazing time together, that the words just flow through me to you guys, and that everything that is supposed to be said is said, and that maybe someone here who's watching will feel inspired by what comes through. So let's talk about the energy of finding your passion again and just finding your purpose. I've recently gone through that. So if you guys have watched my other videos, you guys know I was going through a lot of shifts in the last couple of months. And by shifts, I mean just kind of questioning my purpose, literally. Questioning my purpose, questioning the direction that I wanted to take my spiritual path, questioning what was going to happen to my spiritual business, and asking myself some really tough questions and contemplating some really tough possibilities of taking a break or a permanent, almost like there was a point during last month, I want to say, that I was literally contemplating giving it up altogether, like not doing this work anymore. I just thought maybe I'm being called in a different direction. Being called in a different direction, meaning, was I supposed to still be doing readings as a career? And maybe my path was leading me into a different direction. It was all up in the air. Like, I was literally all up in the air, you guys. I had to pick a tarot card because I wanted a visual for this topic. And I was kind of asking myself, what tarot card do I feel best describes the experiences and the journey that I've been on so far? And I came up with the Nine of Pentacles. It's kind of funny that this card is the one that I'm choosing because the last two client sessions that I've had, the last two one-on-ones, the Nine of Pentacles was coming up as a major theme for both of those people. So the Nine of Pentacles is a depiction of a woman who is standing in her garden. She is standing in front of 9 pentacles that are pretty much piled behind her or beside her. She has a bird sitting on her hand, and she's just kind of dressed in her best. She's feeling good. She looks radiant. She looks luxurious. She looks comfortable. She looks stress-free. She looks relaxed. And when I look at the Nine of Pentacles, I really see the theme of living the life of luxury, enjoying the fruits of your labor. You've kind of reached the peak of your path. You're just in this place of simplicity, in this space of perfection, in whatever way perfection looks to each person. It's different for everyone. In the corner, the bottom corner, is a snail. So a snail, the animal energy of a snail is slow pace. It's learning to like building your stamina, but also learning to keep a pace so that you can maintain your stamina. So you can maintain the energy that you are currently in, right? And it's interesting that I'm drawn to that because when I think about like when I was going through my burnout and when I was losing my spiritual mojo, March and April were like really heavy, intense burnout for me. I was not practicing the energy of the snail. I was constantly on the go, 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 constantly pushing myself, constantly doing this and that. I was very heavily involved with my Spirit Moon membership. I was doing a lot of client sessions, but then the session started to dwindle down. It was almost like Spirit was kind of starting to slowly take things away from me. But I was still heavily like doing this and that, trying to be immersed in all of these areas of my business and of my spirituality. So I wasn't really embracing the snail energy. And I feel like when we are finding ourselves losing our spiritual mojo, or we're feeling like we need to take a step back or take a break or go MIA or literally give ourselves quiet time, sometimes we have to pause social media and we have to pause the business stuff. We just need to get away. That to me is the essence of stepping into a snail. You're stepping into this energy of needing to slow down. You're stepping into this energy of needing to make sure that you're doing the things that are making you happy, but it's also providing this balance of wellness and this balance of a recharge in your energy so you're not running on fumes or you're not constantly going empty. Really, really interesting when I kind of slow down and think about it all because now I'm seeing the after effect, right? So when you take a break, when you slow down and you either, like I said, you take a break from social media, you take a break from your business or your whatever it is that's stressing you out, you give yourself this time to be alone. You give yourself this time to work inward. You're starting to reanalyze everything. What starts to happen is you're accepting the fact that Spirit is asking you to be in your humanness. Spirit is asking you to remember you're a human. You need to have breaks. You need to have sleep and food and all of the other necessities that a human being needs, right? And sometimes we don't remember to do those things, or sometimes those things become like second best. It's like we don't want to have to do the laundry. We don't want to have to clean the house or pay our bills, right? We want to just be immersed in our business 24/7 because we love it so much. And if you're one of those people, it's amazing to have this love and this excitement for something you've created, but you also equally have to take care of yourself. And if you're not taking care of yourself, Spirit is going to make sure that you do take care of yourself, meaning they're going to force you out of that mode of action and put you in a space of needing to stop. And that's what happened to me. You would think after the first time that I would learn my lesson. And of course I didn't. So I've definitely been forced out of commission multiple times, whether I physically injure myself or I get sick during a time where I wish I couldn't be sick. That's happened. Or something tragic takes place in your life, which forces you to have to stop, or whatever. You just lose motivation. You lose clients, right? Which is what happened this recent time. It's kind of interesting too, because I saw Spirit trying to slow me down prior to March. In February, I rolled my foot. I stepped off the curb. Of course, my foot went this way. So I rolled my foot. Luckily, I did not roll my ankle, but I injured my foot. And so I was pretty much out of commission for about a solid week. I was very like, I was still walking, but it was like very uncomfortable. In the back of my mind, I remember intuitively, I was like, okay, our feet are what gets us from point A to point B. It's how we move, it's how we literally transfer our energy or our bodies from one place to another, right? It gets us from different places. It's how we move, it's our action. And to injure your foot, spirit is literally telling you to slow down. And so that happened to me in the middle of February, and I didn't listen. I was like fully in my business. And then in March, I started to see the slowdown. It was like crickets, like I had very little bookings. I had very little interaction on my posts. It was almost like I was banned on my accounts and nobody could see my content. It was really, really weird. That's what was happening. And then in April, it was really crickets. It was like no sales were coming through. I think I had maybe one or two. And other than that, it was like a whole month of just reflection. I just remember I was doing a lot of journaling and just doing a lot of like inner work to ask myself, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? Like, what is spirit trying to tell me? I was getting very frustrated. And that was the point where I was thinking, do I really want to do this work still? Like, is this it? Like, am I being phased out? Am I going into a forced early retirement, right? And then what happened was at the end of April, I was following. So I've been following this particular person, and she has a business where she teaches and helps other business owners, pretty much step up their game. For some reason, her content just really started to speak to me. I went on one of her lives, and I just felt myself pretty much being called to participate in her upcoming membership. So I put myself on the list because I was just curious. I remember telling my husband, I think I'm going to do this just to see what it's all about. Maybe this will help, boost my inspiration and boost my motivation. And I signed up for the membership, and I've been in the membership all of May so far. And it has been such an eye-opening experience. It was helping me see business through a different lens. And I started to put the tips. So pretty much there's this challenge that we're doing in the month of May. And in the challenge, there's an end goal, obviously. I don't want to say too much about it, but this challenge has really pushed me to create and to do things that I was already doing, but it's like a twist. It's kind of like I have a different guidance that's coming with it, right? And it's just been crazy the amount of feedback that I was getting on this offering, as well as like having signups for my offering. It's just been really amazing. And so when you go from when I went from a very quiet month of April to feeling like it was a quiet month of April, feeling like I was not sure if I wanted to continue doing this work. Was I being phased out? Am I too old? Are people just not resonating with my energy? To feeling inspired and having a kind of a different outlook on business has been the best thing that I ever could have done for myself so far. And I feel like spirit in a way was kind of preparing me for what's to come, because now as we are slowly coming to the end of May, going into June, I'm going to have a month of quite a busy schedule. I have 3 mentorship students that I will be working with one-on-one. I have my Spirit Moon membership that is reopening. And then on top of that, client bookings. If people book sessions with me, then obviously I will be holding space in my sessions. And it's just going to be kind of like, okay, this is game time. Like, this is where I need to put all of this information that I have been learning and seeing if I can maintain my business in a professional but also soulful way. And it's just kind of been a 9 of Pentacle energy. When I found out that I was capable of bringing my business back from like being dormant to being, pretty much like have a breath of life put into her. It was just really exciting. And I do feel like I have stepped into this energy of the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like my business is reflecting that energy of this tarot card. I feel like I am the woman in the Nine of Pentacles. I just feel like I am surrounded by abundance. I am surrounded by creativity and passion and a new outlook. And I'm just surrounded by supportive people or supportive followers. And another thing I'm learning is I'm now navigating away from worrying about what everybody else is thinking about what I do. So this is going to be kind of part two, part two of this video. When I think of this essence of not caring, not so much putting my energy or my care into what are other people thinking about what I do, what are my clients thinking, what are my followers thinking, what's anyone thinking, right? To me, that's a very Seven of Wands energy. He's fighting off all of the blocks, right? You have all of these wands that are like rising up, are they trying to attack him? Or are they trying to block him from moving forward? Are they prohibiting him from, doing his thing, right? And he's fighting, he's standing up and fighting against it. He is protecting himself. He's protecting what is precious to him. This is like that essence where when you're doing things for yourself or your business that are good and it's making you feel good, you're radiating this energy of glow. Literally, you're glowing. And when you're glowing, other people notice the glow. It's almost hard to not notice it in a person when that person is glowing or they're feeling confident or they're feeling really, pepped in their work or whatever that they're doing. When you notice a person that is in this energy, some people can become triggered by it. And some people can feel less than or jealous, or they'll start to look at you from a lens of judgment. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird how that happens. And I know that this happens for a fact because I could be one of those people when I look at someone else. I could go from a lens of judgment or a lens of, I don't understand everything, so I'm assuming, right? It's human nature to be that way, but we also have to learn, why do we do those things, But when you are on the other side of that and you are the person that is glowing and you are the person who is doing your thing and you're staying in your lane and you're just doing your own, you're hyping yourself up, you are your loudest cheerleader. Sometimes it is very beneficial to just tune out and not even pay any mind to the people around you. If you start to pay attention to everyone else on the outside and you start to worry about things that are literally outside of your control, you can't control anyone else, It's wasted energy to worry about what so-and-so is thinking or what they're not doing or what their opinions are. We have the control over ourselves. We can't control other people. So I've really been learning this lesson. And, when I say I learned this lesson, it's more of like, I'm aware that not everybody is going to be happy for me. I am aware that not everybody is going to like the changes that I have been making to my business. That not everybody is going to resonate with the offerings that I put out, or not everybody is going to be able to want to be a part of the offerings that I'm putting out. Too, when you transition from a business where maybe you were doing more, when you make the decision to change your prices, or when you make the decision to no longer do a free content and you're now putting a price tag on the content that you were once doing for free, you're going to get some people who are not going to be supportive of it. They're not going to be on board. You're going to start to see a shift in the audience, that the people who are watching you, who are interacting with you, and who are putting their time and energy onto whatever it is you're offering. When you take some of those things away as you're transitioning out of, you know, being a certain type of a business or certain type of energy in your work, some people are not going to be for it. You also have the eyes on you of other creators. So other people who are in the position of maybe the same or similar line of work that you're doing. And if they're watching you be successful with something that maybe they are struggling with, they're going to look at you from a lens of, maybe not all of them, not everybody, but some people will look at you from a lens of jealousy or judgment. And then you're going to have the people who are going to hype you up. They're going to be congratulating you. They're going to be liking your content. They're going to be supporting your content. They're going to be shouting you out, you know? So it's really interesting when you start to navigate these different energies in business. And this was stuff that I didn't always pay attention to because I never took really any classes or workshops that brought me to the, you know, to open my eyes to this kind of stuff. A lot of you subscribers on YouTube, you guys have been with me since the very beginning, right? When I was like going by the name of Luna Hour. If you remember that, and you've been from the very beginning. And you know, my content and the offerings that I would do from Luna Hour to Cackling Moon to now, you know, Rachel Spirit and Soul, has shifted. It's changed. I still do tarot, but it's a little bit different from what I did from the very beginning, right? I'm not just a strict tarot reader. I've kind of manifested this energy of being a mentor and a creator and a space holder. So there's been growth and development in my business, and I feel like I've just definitely been stepping into the essence of a Nine of Pentacle. And I'm also learning that even though you're doing your best and you are in this essence of a Nine of Pentacle, not everybody is going to support that. Not everybody is going to cheer you on. So the best thing you can do, my advice, if you're seeing yourself in this position, is to keep going. Don't delay your growth because of someone else's discomfort. And also, don't pay any mind and attention to the people who are not supporting or cheering you on. Simply continue doing your own thing, because if you're seeing success and if you're seeing growth and you're seeing expansion in your own path, who cares about everybody else? So I hope that this video was inspiring. I hope it kind of shed some light or given you something to think about. Moral of the story, I am very happy to have been participating in this business membership. I will be continuing it and just seeing what else comes up. I feel like a big important thing to do when you have a small business is to continue to nourish your business, which is, you know, put money into your business, take classes to learn and develop, do things that are going to help you grow. And everything else is just the energetic exchange of what you put out there. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I hope that this helped. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are doing well, doing whatever it is that you are doing. I will see you guys in my next video, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.